We store our live edge slabs a number of different ways. So when they're green and they're fresh cut, we store them outside. We store them under cover to keep the sun off of them throughout the air drying process so they don't check too bad or explode from the ultraviolet light. Now, once we've moved them through the kiln drying process, we store them inside. We don't want them getting rained on after that point, reabsorbing any moisture. And then that way, when they're inside, no matter what the weather is, we can go through and pick out the pieces that we need for a given project. General rule of thumb is the harder the wood is, the longer the air drying process needs to be. There are some species of wood that we cut around here locally, like soft maple and poplar. Those woods you can cut green and put immediately into the vacuum kiln and have almost no defect at all. But in the case of walnut, which is the wood that we use most often, it's surprisingly a very hard wood to dry. And we only dry walnut with other walnut. We air dry that for a minimum of 6 months, depending on the thickness. So our 3-inch thick stock, 2.5-inch thick stock, we'll dry that for upwards of a year before it even rotates into one of our kilns. Live edge slabs can be hauled on a trailer just like anything else. The weather isn't going to affect it as bad as you might think. Now, if you're going on a 1,000-mile trip and it's getting rained on the entire time, that's a different story. I mean, once a slab is dried, it can get wet. It just can't be sitting and soaking in water. We put slabs on trailers, trucks, vans all the time. And they don't seem to have a problem with it. We ship them out on crates across the country, and we haven't had any sent back yet. Yeah, when we ship tables, fully finished tables, we can ship them freight, or what we would prefer to do is ship them white glove. White glove shipping, people arrive at our shop in a van or a truck, and they pick up a table and they drive it directly to the customer. That's the best way that we've found to do it. There's nothing wrong with shipping them freight, but you have to make sure that you cover all of your bases. You got to paint fragile on the side, no stacking. We've shipped freight before where a trailer was left outside and the next morning our table had frost all over it. Of course, we had to redo that one. But yeah, we recommend white glove shipping if we can, or customer pickup if we can.